Yo, what's happening YouTube? It's your boy Bolo, aka Pat Phoenix, and I come to you with another video for educational purposes only. And this is not going to be a channel where I just react to them, but they make so many videos that I can contribute a lot of real information to. So it's like I have to do it. Now this video is probably going to be in two parts. I don't want it to drag on for 30 minutes because honestly, it probably would be a minimum of 30 minutes to get through this whole video. So it's probably going to be two, maybe three parts because they cover multiple subjects. But let's get on with it. Will poke holes through some of their arguments, and some arguments that I will agree with, and some that I will totally say are false. But let's get along with it.
Assertive, aggressive, non-agreeable, etc. These are considered somewhat masculine traits, which is fine. Get your money. But the very men that you're competing for aren't looking for that. Opposites attract. Highly successful, hyper-masculine men want hyper-feminine and submissive women. I'll tell you this from my own perspective. I don't want to deal with no chick that's going to be giving me a headache and trying to compete me with whatever. Like, no.
Agreed. Opposites more often than not do attract, but not every very successful man is hyper masculine. That is not always the case. I'm not super wealthy or super successful myself. I'll freely admit that, but I'm around a lot of them in my workplace where I work, and I can tell you right now, there's a lot of guys that are making a lot of money that the woman is leading their relationship. She's holding his hand, telling him what to do. I see it all the time. Now, is that the majority of cases? Of course not, but it's more than a handful of times I've seen it. Okay, I've seen some women that have more masculine traits, more dominant personalities, and they're married to super successful guys that are not hyper masculine.
Like, men already have to go out into the world and fight. Last thing I want to do is come back home and deal with a woman that's like wants to compete with me. Like, fuck that shit. Men become successful so that they can have an attractive woman by their side that's going to support them and help them. You have to be in an assist role when you're with a certain caliber of man. If you want to make your own money and be successful, that's fine. I just want ladies to know the uncomfortable truth of what comes with that. Lower dating options. You're gonna have to start making, concessions, and you might not necessarily get the very man that you want or you think that you're entitled to, and your money or your income or your status doesn't necessarily make you better qualified to get the caliber of man that you want.
Overall, I agree. Your money means zero in general. Very small percentage of men where the woman that the money that she makes is an actual factor to where he's gonna date her or not. But for most guys, broke or not, because he wants to make it look like only rich guys aren't concerned with your money. No, regular dudes ain't concerned with your money either. Peace, like I said in my other video, peace of mind, piece of pussy, and a piece of steak. That's basically what we need. We don't need your money. And like I said in my other video, not only do we not need your money, you don't want to give it to us anyway. Women loathe taking care of a man. They hate it. Handing over their money to a man, if it's not in the purpose of making more money for both of them, is something she dreads doing. The last thing a woman wants to do is help you pay your fucking bills. And I don't care how much money she has, she does not look forward to that. In contrast, a man looks forward to helping a woman if he can.
However, on the other end, that man can't.
Which is why you'll see on Instagram girls, random women with their Cash App right in their bio. You know why? Because men don't mind, and a lot of times want to give money away to women. You're never gonna see no dude with their Cash App unless it's for business, like an actual business transaction. But no man is just expecting money, especially from the opposite sex.
Uses money, status, etc. to get women that are lower than you socioeconomically, because we don't care about a woman's income like that. It's really not that important. It's great. Hey, you make money, whatever, we can have a conversation. It'll add, it'll make you a little bit more interesting.
Agreed. It's basically a talking point. A guy, if say he's dating a girl that, a woman that's, say, a lawyer, her being a lawyer doesn't get him excited. Now, it shows that she has a brain and, she's intelligent, which is great. Especially you want to pass those genetics on to your kids. You're not going to have a dumb kid. Great. But what she does isn't going to, you're not going to get all excited like, oh my God, she's a lawyer. I bagged the lawyer. No, that doesn't mean anything. But in contrast, hell yeah, your job means a lot to the woman. She brags about that stuff to her girlfriends. And I've seen this. Like, there's a girl I work with right now. She's like a struggling actress or whatever. But she had a spat with another girl. And she was like, you know who I dated? Like the guys that she, I guess that were more notable in that industry she's dated. So that is a big thing. Okay, if a woman bags a doctor or a physician or like, a cosmetic surgeon, whatever it is that has prominence, that means a lot, and it's bragging points to their girlfriends. Like their job is the equivalent of some girl's big titties.
But it's not gonna make you more attractive than a woman that like might work at McDonald's but's bad. A girl that's a 5 that makes $100,000 a year is gonna get smoked by a 9 that works at McDonald's and lives with her parents making $7 an hour.
I feel like a guy will cash it.
In general, yeah, I would say that's 99% of the truth. Yeah, I can't really disagree with that point at all.
Bitch out like that she works at McDonald's, she's bad, but he's not gonna wife her because he's like this. Only if he won't wife her if she is stuck in a McDonald's mindset. That's what I'm saying here. No man wants that. If he's like, oh shit,
depends on the guy. I would say that a high enough percentage of guys are willing to deal with that you can't call it an exception to the rule. There are a lot of guys that will date bimbos and be perfectly fine with it. It's like, yo, just shut the fuck up. Don't bother me. Let me take you around and don't embarrass me. Like, that's basically the requirements for some guys. Okay, it's the truth.
I have a conversation with her.
But then there are also a lot of guys that say, look, at least have a brain. At least let's be able to have a conversation.
Her, and I feel like, I can put her onto some game.
Incorrect.
And now she's gonna.
Incorrect. The man will gladly, if she's young and attractive and coachable, he'll take her.
See, coachable though insinuates that there's a brain there that works. So that's not the point she was making. He's confusing the point, and I think he's confusing the point on purpose, because on this show, you're not allowed to tell any of these girls that they might have made a good point. They have their little minions of followers that just say, I hate women and women are dumb. So even if they make a good point, they have to try and divert the conversation, or the way the conversation is going, to make it mean something else so he can poke a hole through that argument that she never made. She said specifically someone that doesn't have the McDonald's mindset. Basically, yeah, she works here, but her brain is of a higher level than that. And he is bringing it back to there, where she's just a dummy, that's not what she's talking about. So she actually made a very good point. Now, it's not 100% true, but it is a good point.
What kind of man are we talking about? The man that we want, or are we talking about some thirsty ass old guy? Like, because that's different. Like,
well, he said the caliber of man that you're looking for, so don't include the fat old guy that you're not looking for. We already established who we're talking about.
You going for the caliber? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean,
we're going for a Russell Wilson.
Go.
A Russell ain't going just because she's bad.
No,
hey, that's
man,
what I'm
there's
saying.
There's a lot
like,
of guys that will take a girl that's young and attractive.
What quality are they going to be? They're going to be some old.
I'm going to be honest. They both seem to be on the opposite sides of the coin, but I would agree a little bit more with the young female on the right. To be honest, just being honest here, because if guys had to pick between, let's say, a 7 that has a brain on her in her head, and a 10 that has the brain of a adolescent, most guys are gonna take the 7, the cute girl with a brain, over the super hot girl that's dumb as shit. As far as taking seriously, that is the truth. So I would lean more towards her point.
Think just got money ass dude. Like, that's how it
really.
Not true. Not true.
Not really.
Shit.
There's a lot of celebs running around here with like girls that don't do shit, or like failure actresses, but they're attractive and they take them.
That's true, but like I said, that's just a percentage. Most of these celebrities are idiots anyway, so it's not really like a smart guy settling for a dumb girl. A lot of these guys are dumb as shit. A lot of these athletes barely got through school. So honestly, if we're talking for real, their brain matches that girl's brain. They're on the same level. So it's not him really accepting a dummy. He's just a dummy also.
They don't
You
care.
know what? You're right.
A woman's
Beauty is
status
power.
is irrelevant, guys.
But I'm telling you, like someone that's like, someone that has to actually work at their career, like work hard, a lot of them aren't going to wife up an absolute idiot because they're looking to have kids with this person. It's totally different. And they're smarter, so they're not gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like, it happens. Like, I've seen a couple times where you got these older dudes with like these really young girls. Now, I don't know if they're stupid or not, but they came across ditzy. But I would say more often than not, it depends on the demographic. You can't have these blanket statements. There are guys that cover everything, and both sides kind of want to make it where whatever their opinion is the majority. It's not.
Look at Brittany
You're right,
Renner.
but I feel like they
She
were
was a
lame
struggling
first,
IG
though. I don't
model.
really feel like they're celebrities, but if you meet these, they're not really that great of people. Like, they're still, just because they even hit that status doesn't mean that they're even
I'm
a
just
quality
using them
man.
as an example that powerful men don't care about their mate's
A quality
power and
man or
status.
just a wealthy man? Like,
That's a point I like to bring up a lot, actually. There's high earning and high value. It's not the same thing. I've seen a lot of guys earning a lot of money that are straight suckers, straight simps, no backbone, and they make a lot of money. So she makes a very good distinction that if I recollect correctly, he doesn't address that point. But let's go through with it.
Right now,
And-
question for you.
See? He didn't want to open that Pandora's box because she is correct there. She was right. And I think he noticed that. But his followers aren't going to notice because they're just looking for that moment, look at this dumb bitch moment.
Care about their
a
mate's
quality
power and
man or
status.
just a wealthy man? Like,
Right now,
And-
question for you.
I
You
don't
see
know.
how he just, there's a difference and he doesn't want to acknowledge it.
Can you chime in?
Y'all could get mad at the rules, but
So I see what you're saying. I almost feel like the argument's a bit, like, it's a bit confused. Like,
I'm thinking,
I see what you're saying. Well, men don't want like a bimbo, like dumb idiot, whatever. Yeah, me personally, I would like to be able to have a conversation. If I'm gonna wife a girl, truthfully, I would like to be able to have a conversation with her. Her go to the gym and have like basic, like entry level standards for like being a basic functioning human on the planet. Like, so yeah, men might not wife up a girl who has 0 brain cells, but they will sometimes too. Me,
He's on the money with it. Most guys, if I were to say there's a majority, the majority do want a girl that they can have a conversation with. Most of the guys that will accept an idiot are usually idiots themselves. So it's not them accepting a person with lower intellect or whatever it is that they're on the same level. Okay, a lot of these athletes and rappers and all these motherfuckers are dumb. No offense to them. A lot of them are fucking dumb. There are some that are intelligent, of course, but a lot of them are stupid and they got by through life off of their physical abilities, and more power to them. But a lot of times when they wife these dummies is because they're also a dummy. Okay, that's just the fact of the matter. Just because you make $80 million playing basketball doesn't all of a sudden mean you're an intelligent individual.
I won't, but I see what you're saying though about, yeah, you don't want a girl who has not one brain cell going on in there.
here's the problem though. She's speaking as a woman for a man, which is the biggest mistake you can make. You should want a girl that's ambitious. You should want a girl that isn't a bum.
Agreed. There's a lot of women that don't know shit about what a man wants, but act like they're an authority on what a man should want. And what you think men should want isn't going to change them to do that anyway. So you might as well learn the game and adjust yourself accordingly.
You should want a girl that
I'm
doesn't
not
have a
saying
McDonald's
that. I'm just
mindset.
kind of speaking from my own
But
experience, and I'm also trying to understand.
But yeah, but like you're a woman. Like women are never gonna understand the male perspective on dating because you guys only know your perspective with dating. And here's the thing: you guys are in a privileged position where you don't have to know or give a shit about what it takes to be attractive because you're the ones that are pursued. But guess what? We have to study you guys to figure out what we want to do.
Facts.
If we want to get
Agreed. Men understand women way better than women understand men, and it's because of that dynamic. Women don't have to understand a man to get him. Now, to maybe get him to marry you, maybe you have to learn a little bit more. But even then, it's never going to be the level as a man learning a woman to learn how to attract them. Like, we have to, it takes years. It takes years.
Girl, you have to know how they think. You gotta understand their emotions. You gotta be able to read body language. Guys that are good with women have to know women to a certain degree. So what I'm saying is that from the interviews that we've done, hundreds of women, they have a very difficult time understanding the uncomfortable reality that their success does not make them sexier.
Yeah.
Like a man's success makes him sexier. You should want a girl that's ambitious. No, that's what you want. But men don't care about
Yeah, I
that.
agree
Agreed.
that it's not the same caliber. Like,
Women look for security. Men provide security. Therefore, we don't need security in
Agreed. Which goes back to my point of, if you earn a lot of money, you're not giving it to us anyway. The last thing you want to do is provide for a man. You want to provide for yourself and your child. That's it. Which is fine, and that's how it should be. But don't sit here and act like you mentioning that you make $150,000 means shit to us. We're not getting it anyway. Like, why are you telling me about shit you don't want to give me? That's like talking about how you're a chef at this restaurant, this very successful restaurant, but you won't cook for me. Does it fucking matter? No. You make the best grilled cheese in the world, but you refuse to make it for me. So why the fuck did you bring it up?
our partner.
Makes sense?
If I'm an attractive man, let's say I'm a model, but I live with my mom and I smoke weed and I'm a bum and I have $0 to my name. You might have sex with me once, but you ain't gonna take me seriously because I don't provide security.
Okay, she won't take you seriously, but she probably isn't only gonna fuck you once. We live in a society where a lot of women can, in fact, have their cake and eat it too. Not all of them take advantage of that, but you best believe it's available. It's there. They definitely have the option to date a guy and then fuck another guy. It's too easy with social media. Yeah, but dude, there are apps where I don't have it on here, but there are apps where you can have text messages and have a secret folder where you have to hold your finger on a certain part of the screen and then put a password just to access those text messages. Like, you could go all through her phone, go all through her text messages, and you'll never see these texts because you have to go through loops just to get to them that she only knows about. So, and then they know your schedule. Dude, it's so easy to get around that. So this whole, she might fuck you once. Dog, people cheat all the time. People cheat all the time, bro.
Same thing as a successful woman that's unattractive. You might have sex with her once, but you ain't gonna take her
See,
seriously.
that's different. Even still, I mean, depending on how ugly, you might more than once, but I would say we're more likely to say, oh man, I can't believe I did that and never do it again because we're repulsed by the girl. In the other instance, the girl's not disgusted by the guy, but she just knows there's no future. But you best believe that guy still turns her on. She just says, yeah, in the long term, this isn't gonna work.
Serious, because that bitch ugly. Same shit.
Facts. Slow Tuesday.
Women look for security, men look for beauty. That's what it is.
You know who Myron is? I don't know if y'all know who Daryl Morey is, but I think he's fulfilled with the Philadelphia 76ers right now. But he's a general manager for the NBA, right? And he is an analytical, nerd. Like, everything he does is he makes his teammates according to all the statistics and the numbers breakdowns and crunching all these numbers, but he never played basketball. You know what also? Even with all the numbers and all the theories and all this other shit, he never built a championship team. You know why? Because he doesn't know what it's like 10 toes down in the trenches of what he's talking about. He doesn't understand chemistry with teams and, all these other factors that go into winning. He just looks at numbers and theory. And that's what Myron does. He's a dude that you can tell has never gotten no kind of pussy ever. Ever. He's just a theory nerd. Oh yes, women look for security and men provide security and all that bullshit. Bro, almost nothing in this world is black and white like that, bro. Almost nothing. There's a lot of gray area, and he doesn't want to explore any of it. You know why? Because he can't.
So men are
Beauty is
unconcerned with
power.
a woman's ability to provide security, just like a lot of women are unconcerned with a man's ability to provide beauty.
False. That's a damn lie. How many girls like slide in my DMs, like on some physical shit? You know how many times I was bouncing? As a bouncer. Obviously, I ain't a millionaire. You know how many, man? They're unconcerned with your ability to provide beauty. That's bullshit. And I'm not even beautiful. I just got a nice body. Dude, this dude doesn't know what he's talking about.
Answer your question.
Yeah.
You don't have to like it, but doesn't answer it. Fuck you, Myra.
Yes and no. I mean, yes and no. I mean, I still feel as though y'all are possessing women, but whatever.
Misogyny.
we simply say men need to lead and women follow.
No, and I understand.
And the girl
and I
can leave
agree
at any
with that.
time.
Yeah.
You're not being possessive. You're not being controlling. You're in control of the relationship.
Yeah, listen, I'll say this, right? Regarding how we feel about women, look, do what you need to do, right? But if you want to be with me, you want to be with us, here's how we do things. Now, you could
Agreed. You should be leading the relationship.
disagree or agree. You got a choice to walk away or stay. It's up to you. So we don't
Of
possess
course.
anybody. It's up to you. Look, at the end of the day, it's your choice to make. I have my set of rules. You have your standards, whatever. If you want to be with me, this is my requirements here. If you don't fit it, it's cool.
This is the problem, though. A lot of guys talk a big game like this about having rules, and I make the rules, and this is how it's gonna go down when I have a girl around. And then when that girl gets around and she starts to get your feelings a little bit, you start to break all your rules. So this loser right here, this guy, this cornball, guaranteed if he gets a girl that's like a 9 in his favor, he's breaking all his rules. Guaranteed. He ain't gonna know what to do with himself.
Walk away.
Yeah, but you're not gonna have your cake and eat it too.
Yeah.
You know
Oh,
what I'm
yes.
saying? That's our big thing. Is we
Oh
tell
yes, they are. If they know how to play their cards right. Oh yes, they are. And that's because men allow them to. We allow them to do that.
guys, you need to have boundaries with women, because if you don't, they're gonna run all over you, and you have
Agreed. Gotta have your boundaries.
to lead the relationship. Women are incapable of leading men in a relationship. I don't give a fuck what any crazy feminist says on here. If y'all watching right now and you're mad at me for saying it, you're not capable of leading a relationship. And I argue, if you let a woman lead, she's gonna lead you all right to the end of the relationship.
Agreed. Agreed. They're too unstable, like emotionally, to lead anybody anywhere, because it's hard for them to keep a real focus. They feel differently all the time, which means your decisions are going to vary. The same situations, you're gonna have different solutions, or what you want to do just because you feel differently that day. Like one day you might want to work it out, the next day she's throwing you out the crib over some small shit. I've gone through it.
That's it.
All right. Who's next? Next question.
I have a
Okay, so that was part 1. I don't know how long the video is, but I'm pretty sure it's too long anyway, but fuck it. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe if you feel I'm worth it. Not have a good day anyway. Peace.